Thank you. All right. All right. And I did that on purpose, so when we got to it today, you would say, hey, we ate that one already. I put smoked chicken on it yesterday because I have a smoker that I like to play with. It works great with a smoked chicken or rotisserie chicken. In your recipe, it's got salami and provolone. If down the road it changes to a smoked turkey, again, it can be twisted a lot of ways. The recipe I gave you is very solid, very mainstay. I think it'll be a good seller for you. So the first thing that we have to do for that salad before we can put it together is make the dressing. Okay? That's made in a blender. This is a blender top if you didn't recognize that. And again, I just use a basic bar blender. I burned through a couple a year, but it works pretty well.
Gloucester Strong 150.
Thank you. Michael knows that because I'm always asking for blender. So ingredients we're going to use in our white balsamic vinaigrette are shallots, liquid egg, which we all use, white balsamic vinegar, Dijon, salad oil, and salt and pepper. Okay? So I'll put the shallots in. Mustard. Not that much. Teaspoon of fresh ground black pepper. Teaspoon of salt.
That's just regular salt, right?
Yeah, kosher salt.
Kosher.
Yeah. One quick thing I want to point out is that I have vinegar. I have a cup of vinegar here, or 6 ounces of vinegar, and I have a couple ounces of liquid egg here. If you pour the egg in, which I'm going to do, and then pour the vinegar in, and then walk away and go cook something on the line, you're going to have egg drop soup in here in about an hour. Okay, so you just want to make sure that you're not letting these two ingredients sit for a long time. For a couple minutes isn't going to hurt anything. So I'll put our vinegar in. And I'll start this on low. Turn on high.
On your dressings, you always finish with the oil? Is that
Yeah.
the
Does
trick?
everybody know that
Tricks?
method? I guess I kind of breezed past that, but everything goes in the blender except for the oil. We turn it on, we get everything combined and the shallots ground up, and then we're emulsifying. We're slowly adding the oil and mixing two things that don't want to mix. We're using the two things that emulsify here are the mustard as an emulsifier and egg as an emulsifier. More cooking than you needed for today, probably. But. Cooked myself out of a plate. Put it on. Do we have anything over there that'll work?
A bowl. Use one of these bowls.
Let's do that. Thank you. Okay. All right. So what we're going to now is we're going to put our ingredients into the bowl. We're going to dress the bowl, toss it together, turn the salad out onto the plate or bowl, as it were, and then garnish it a little bit. So lettuce. And again, if you have a question, you want to blurt something out, feel free. Pasta. Garbanzo beans. Salami. Provolone cheese. tomatoes. I'm gonna keep a few tomatoes behind to go on top for garnish. This is my Parmesan cheese for garnish, not all of it, but some of it. Pinch of salt, pinch of pepper. I'm gonna put this to the side for just a minute. The next ingredient that goes in is fresh basil. Did you taste the basil in the salad yesterday? So this again is something that,
Little trick.
yeah, when you see, when you walk and look at the line in your kitchen and you see a pan of basil chopped up, it's going to turn black. It's not going to be very good. You want this cut to order. Or if not to order, then at least just right before service is okay. So the cut I'm going to do is called chiffonade, and I took my leaves and I stacked them and kind of just gave them a little bit of a roll so that I can cut them nice and tight. Nothing to it. If your eyes closed, it looks like that. I know. All right.
So Sam, what's the verbal trick on that, the knife? It was rocking it, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you were describing
Yeah.
it to somebody else.
Yeah.
Tip down.
Yeah. Tip down. And then this.
Fingers
this,
curled.
yeah, this one finger. It's this knuckles that you're rubbing on to do that. All right. So we've got my usual rule for a salad, which I'm not using today, is twice around. Okay. We did once around over here because I'm just lightly dressing those greens. The star of that plate is the tomatoes and the cheese. So typically I would go twice around. If this lettuce did not have pasta in it, I would go twice around. It has pasta, it's going to soak up a little more sauce. So I'll go twice around and then another half. Let's see what that does. When I tested this recipe, it was 2.5 times. Okay. So let me get some of this stuff out of the way so you can see a little better. So a couple tomatoes that I held back to go on top. Parmesan cheese. And our salad is done. So, feel free, questions, if you want to take a look at some of this stuff. And,
Sam, I have